Hooray for Hollywood! Hello there, I am Stan the Movie Man. This is your WIMZ.com movie review. This week at WIMZ.com, you voted for me to go see Dark Shadows, starring Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Helena Bonham Carter, Eva Green, Jackie Earle Haley, and more. It is a reboot or homage or whatever you want to call it to the 1960s ABC soap opera of the same name. And it is the story of Barnabas Collins, played by Johnny Depp. Barnabas is a tragic figure in that everyone he's ever loved has died tragically, and he is turned into a vampire by a jealous witch named Angelique. She's played by Eva Green. Because Barnabas won't love Angelique, she has him trussed up in chains and put in an iron coffin and buried. 200 or so years later, he is set free and discovers that his palatial home and family business have fallen on hard times. He sets about to restore the family to its former glory, but he still is faced with the anger and jealousy of Angelique, who is still around, and she is known in the community of Collinsport now as Angie. She runs a rival cannery to the Collins Cannery, which is how the family made its money originally, through fishing. Now Barnabas is trying to restore the family honor and the family business, and is faced with numerous problems from Angelique, but also from within the family itself. I am old enough to have seen the original Dark Shadows when it was on TV the first time. And I have fond memories of it, even though as a child the show caused me some rather vicious nightmares, because I was very, very young when I was watching the show when it was on the air. Tim Burton has taken this gothic horror soap opera and stripped away much of the soap opera and the horror, left some of the gothic, because I think he kind of lives in that world, you know, just in his normal life, relatively normal life, and can't quite decide what he wants to make of Dark Shadows. Does he want it to be a comedy? Does he want it to be serious? He's not sure, so the movie is a bit of both. Depp is playing a slightly less swishy and drunk-sounding version of Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The cast generally is made up, or the characters rather, are generally made up of rather unlikable people, with one exception, a young boy named David Collins, who's played by Gully McGrath. He's about the only likable character amongst all of them. Oh, and the nanny, Victoria Winters, played by Bella Heathcote, who just happens to bear a striking resemblance to Barnabas's lost love from back in the 1700s, Josette. So, the film really, while it tries to stick to the mythology of Dark Shadows, doesn't really keep up with the spirit. It's not Twilight, but it's not any other vampire movie, a serious vampire movie that I can think of right off the top of my head. It really just kind of wants to be a little bit of everything and manages to fail at all of it. I really wanted this to, in my opinion, if it were done properly, Dark Shadows could have been the kind of multi episode film series that the Harry Potters could have been, or you know what, any of these series, even the Twilight series, even though it's going to be only 4 films, because they've run out of books. I think Dark Shadows could have been a long-running series of films had it been handled properly. Not with as much melodrama as the soap opera, but with a certain level of gravitas that this film lacks. I can't really fault Depp. He does a good job as Barnabas, and the rest of the cast is, even though the characters are unlikable, some of them are interesting. You know, I really can't recommend the movie because it doesn't have enough laughs for it to be recommended as a comedy. It doesn't have enough seriousness to be recommended as a drama. You know, it just doesn't. It's just kind of a muddled mess, and it doesn't know quite what it wants to be. I'm giving it 2 guitars. Go to WIMZ.com to read my complete review, as well as to vote on the movie that I see next time. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to me at StanTheMovieMan@att.net. You can also follow me on Twitter, where you can see my instant reviews as the credits roll on the movie I just watched, at Movie Man Stan. Till next time, later.